The call log opened at 2:17 a.m., a timestamp glowing like a fresh cigarette burn, and the first entry wasn't my name, wasn't her mother's, wasn't even the hospital where she worked. It was Danny, I see, red heart, 23 minutes long, placed while I was upstairs listening to the dryer hum, believing her when she said she needed space to breathe. I sat on the edge of our bed with the phone she'd left charging, the room still smelling of the lavender spray she used every night, and felt the mattress dip under a weight that hadn't been there yesterday, like someone else's body had left a permanent dent. She was in the shower now, water running so hard she probably wouldn't hear the quicksand opening beneath my ribs. I scrolled. Danny again, 4:42 p.m., the exact minute I texted her a photo of the grocery cart, asking if she wanted verde or Roja enchilada sauce. Another, 11:11 New Year's Eve, while I'd been on the balcony of our rented Airbnb, filming the fireworks she said were too loud for her anxiety. Each entry a breadcrumb leading back to a house I thought we'd built together, now revealed as gingerbread, ready to dissolve in the first hard rain. My thumb hovered over the contact. I tapped it, heart ticking, and the recent calls list expanded like an accordion of excuses. Daily 15-minute bursts, hour-long late-night marathons, missed calls returned within seconds, intimacy measured in seconds and megabytes. I heard the shower valve squeak, water stop, and I closed the phone, set it exactly where she'd left it, screen side down, the way you return a book to a shelf when you're terrified of the ending. She came out wrapped in the white robe we bought on our honeymoon, turban towel high, cheeks flushed, and asked in a voice still steam-warm if I was coming to bed. I said I needed to finish a work email, words tasting of metal, and she shrugged, kissed the top of my head, dry lips, wet hair, then patted to her side, lamp off. Darkness pulled up to her chin like a lover she preferred. I stared at the black TV screen and saw my own silhouette reflected, shoulders curved inward, phone lighting my face every 30 seconds like a lighthouse that had forgotten how to warn ships away from rocks. I wanted to wake her, wave the evidence like a flare, but the thought of her eyes, first wide with guilt, then narrowing into attorney mode, kept my tongue glued to the roof of my mouth. Instead, I walked to the kitchen, opened the laptop, and typed the number into a reverse lookup site, paying $4.99 I would never expense to anyone, heartbeat drumming Morse code for idiot. Name, Daniel R. Mercier, age 38 city, the same one where she attends monthly trauma training the first Thursday of every month, the Thursday she started staying overnight because the drive back is brutal. I remember the hotel loyalty points she casually bragged about accruing, the little shampoo bottles she brought home like harmless souvenirs. I'd used one this morning, lathered my hair with proof I'd been too blind to read. I clicked on linked social media, saw a profile picture, him in scrubs, stethoscope around his neck, cheekbones carved like someone who knows exactly how long to hold eye contact before it becomes seduction. One public photo, posted 2 weeks ago, showed a sunset view from a hotel balcony captioned, "Post-call serenity," and the angle matched the selfie she'd sent me. Same glass railing, same smear of cloud. Except she'd cropped herself out, said she was alone missing me. The kitchen clock clicked over to 3:05. I felt the house itself shift, foundation settling into a new shape that no longer included me on the blueprint. I closed the laptop, went upstairs, stood at the foot of the bed watching the rise and fall of her breathing, the way her hand curled under the pillow, the same hand that had probably texted him good night after she kissed me. I wanted to touch her, to feel the pulse in her wrist, and decide if it was racing from dreams of him or simply the steady beat of a liar at rest. Morning came gray and insulting, sun punching through blinds we'd installed together, the drill hole still bearing pencil marks I'd made to keep the brackets level. She stretched, yawned, asked if I slept okay. I said sure, voice like gravel poured through cheesecloth. Over coffee she scrolled her phone, smiling at something, and I saw her thumb hover, hesitate, then delete, probably a thread, probably evidence, probably routine by now. I asked, casual as sawdust, training next Thursday? She blinked once, nodded, said, yeah, trauma protocols, super boring, and the lie slid out so smoothly it left lip gloss on the rim of her mug, pink evidence I couldn't bring myself to wipe away. I pictured Danny waiting in the same hotel lobby where I'd once carried her over a puddle so her satin heels wouldn't soak, pictured him offering a hand instead of a piggyback, pictured her taking it, because protocols apparently include learning how to fall. Work was a blur of measurements I double-checked. What I fed through the sauce slower than usual, each cut sounding like her name splitting. At lunch I sat in the truck and stared at the contact photo I'd screenshot in the dark. Danny's profile, cropped to fit the frame of her favorites, the heart emoji she never used with my name. I wondered if he knew she was married, if the scrubs blocked the tan line where her ring usually sat, if they joked about the husband who built furniture while the doctor built futures. By evening I decided on silence. Collect more, know everything. Don't confront until the ledger balances, because carpenters understand pressure. Too fast and the plank splits, too slow and the glue sets crooked. She came home humming, kissed my cheek, asked about my day. I told her the walnut slab cracked under clamps, and she winced in sympathy, the same expression she'd probably used watching his stories about dying patients, empathy flowing easier toward strangers than toward the man sanding grief into sawdust. Dinner was polite, television loud enough to fill the gaps where honesty used to sit. She laughed at a sitcom joke, head tilting onto my shoulder out of habit, and I felt the weight of that habit. Comfort for her, coffin lid for me. When she went to shower, I opened her laptop, guessed the password, our anniversary, still, insult added to injury, and downloaded the phone backup, watching years scroll by in iMessage bubbles that glowed like embers I'd been walking over barefoot. Thread after thread. Missing your mouth. He suspects nothing. Next Thursday can't come fast enough. Photos exchanged, him shirtless after shifts, her in hotel mirrors, the same robe, the same breasts I'd kissed good morning an hour ago, now pixels in another man's midnight. I saved everything to a drive, closed the lid, returned the machine exactly askew as she'd left it, and sat back on the couch feeling like I'd just finished assembling a crib whose instructions were written in a language neither of us had bothered to learn. That night I waited until her breathing steadied, then went to the garage, opened the hope chest I'd been building for our Sunday kids, and started dismantling it board by board, nails squealing like testimony nobody wanted to hear. With each crack of joinery I rehearsed tomorrow, I would call my lawyer, freeze the accounts, pack the dog, measure twice, cut once, walk away before the glue of 20 years set so hard it took flesh with it. But morning brought a text from Danny, accidental, meant for her, sent to the iPad we shared. Can't wait for forever to start. Thursday isn't enough anymore. Bring the ring. Let's make it official. I stared at the word forever as it pulsed blue, felt the last splinter give way, and knew the distance she'd asked for wasn't space to breathe. It was runway for takeoff, and I was just debris she was leaving behind.